Can you hear me now? Oh no, have I just done 5 minutes of talking and nobody can hear me? Oh no. Okay, so let's start again if you can't hear me. So my name is Louise and this is Fantastically Creative Beings. And I'm here to show you Christmas crafts for children and yourselves because they're super simple for children to do, but they're also really effective as little simple decorations that you can make really cheaply from things that you have around the house. So I'm all about recycling things that your children can use and that you can use. So we are using toilet rolls or inner tubes. We are using cardboard, as you can see, from cardboard packaging that at this time of year, I don't know about you, but I'm just overwhelmed with Christmas packaging from things being delivered. And yeah, we are using cardboard. I've got paint. So I'm in the UK, in case you can't, you don't recognise my accent. I'm from Edinburgh in Scotland. Hobbycraft is our main crafting store. This paint is about £1.50 and it's washable, which if you have children and they like to paint when you're in the house, washable paints, washable felt tip pens are an absolute essential. I work with children on a daily basis and I would just have an absolute nightmare if I didn't have washable pens, paints, because children love to make a mess. So hi to everybody who's watching. It's lovely to see everybody. Let me know where you are watching from. And yeah, let's get started on making. So I have, before somebody very kindly told me that the sound wasn't on, thank you for that. I was explaining that you can go onto Pinterest and you can download templates and get templates for houses, for tree shapes, lots of things. Oh, lots of people coming from the UK. Hello, everybody in the UK. I prefer just being a bit of a rebel and just free-handing everything. I don't profess to be an artist. I am not. I have not trained. I don't have any degree in any kind of art, but I don't believe that that is what you need to have to be creative. You don't need a degree to be a creative person because we are all creative. And as we grow, we tend to stop doing the creative things. And I love doing creative things. And I think that we should all do. It's very good for our mind, our mental health, for our overall just enjoyment of life and doing things that are fun. So cardboard, and I don't know if you can see just before I've drawn just very simple shape, house shapes on this piece of cardboard. And what we're going to do, we're going to get, I've got my white Posca pen, and Mr. Willington, you love my hair. Do you know how long it's taken me to like my hair? This is a 2-year progress of just letting it grow out. Still not liking it. I just don't like it at all. But we're not here to talk about my hair. So, Posca pens, paint pens, things that you can paint stones with, or ceramic mugs, or bags, or glass. These are brilliant. Really, all that we're going to do, I'm just going to give this one a little shake, is we are going to just draw over very faint pencil lines that I have drawn on this cardboard. Now, because I've got pencil on it, I will have to go over it again once it dries, because the pencil does show through a bit. But it is just as simple as just drawing shapes. And again, Pinterest, look up Nordic gingerbread designs, and it's full, it's there's just loads and loads of them. So we're just drawing. And so I drew pencil shapes on these ones, but if I show you now, I've got a candle behind this one because I just wanted to try and see the effect. I free-handed this one And then I decided I wanted to see if I could get, you know, like a little LED light behind it, but the small tea lights were too small to actually have any light properly showing through. So I do have a proper candle showing at the moment, but it's really pretty, if I do say so myself. So that one I freehanded this one as well. I just went mad. You eat gingerbread, religious. Gingerbread's so gorgeous. I love gingerbread. So I freehanded this one as well. And as you can see, you can put any kind of pattern on that you like. Dots, circles, swirls, little leaf shapes, swirly bits, little hearts, anything you can put onto your gingerbread design. So let's just carry on with this one. I've got some swirls going on. And my windows. And my door. And I'm just going to put some like that. And I'm going to do some little like that. So that's, oh, my house has got stuck. So that is one house. I might decorate it more. I might put more in to make it look more like this one. Now, to get it to stand up, all I've done is taken a slice out of my toilet roll, and with some double-sided sticky tape, which is my absolute best friend, so much easier to use than sellotape, and children find it much easier to work with double-sided tape than sellotape because you can do this with it, and even children can rip that. And all you need to do, let me just get a bit of card. Let me see what one I'm going to put it on to. I'm going to cut another bit because I'm going to cut out my house. So I'm going to cut, slice like that. You put it on and push it down nice and firmly. And even children can do this, and they're really good at it. You just peel off the top layer, the top piece of paper, and then it's ready to stick on. And you can take it off and stick it back on, and it will stay sticky. So that is my top tip. Don't use sellotape. Use double-sided sticky tape. It's so much easier, even on things like wrapping your presents. It's a game changer for me. And so that's one thing to do with your gingerbread houses. The other thing that we can do, and I'm just going to use my scissors again. If you're doing this with children, this is probably a bit that you would want to do yourself, or get them to be very careful because you're working with scissors. I tend to use a rubber, put it on, if I move backwards, put it where what I'm going to do. Actually, have I got a punch? So there's two ways that we can do this. You can either, if you don't have a hole punch, you can use a pair of scissors, take one of the blades, have something that you can poke straight down into. Don't just do it on your table surface, and push down and twist in to make a hole in your house. I do also have a single hole punch as well, which is very handy. I can't remember where I got this from. I want to say that I got it from somewhere like, what's it called? Flying Tiger? That sort of Scandinavian shop that sells all sorts of lovely little bits and pieces, little interesting bits and pieces. And again, I'm just going to pop that in. Oops. And we are going to stick a hole. Oh, that wasn't very good, but it'll do. And back to my favorite place, the range. And again, I just bought this today. This was only £1 for, I don't know how much, what meters does it say? It doesn't say how many meters, but there's a lot of string on here. Some nice Christmas string. And you can then thread through each hole. I'm going to have to make that hole a little bit bigger. Poke it through that side. And, oops. This is what happens when you start trying to rush something. Very good, again, for children to practice their fine motor skills, doing some threading, some sewing. You can get nice big chunky plastic sewing needles that are completely blunt. They are yarn needles. So great to practice doing threading. I clearly need one right now. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's poke it through from this side. There we go. So we can hang like this. And let's go this way. And you can tie a knot in each one, space them out, and create a garland of gingerbread houses to hang on your mantelpiece or up the stair banister, or anywhere that you would like to create a little garland. Or, as I say, you can attach backs of toilet roll tubes to make them stand. Really simple. Now, my Christmas trees. So again, I am going to very quickly just draw a rough Christmas tree triangle shape. It's very rough. It's not very even either. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be. The thing about crafts when we're working with children is that things happen, that we don't always get it perfect. In fact, I'm a strong believer that perfect doesn't exist. Even artists, famous artists, didn't believe that their own works, their masterpieces, the ones that go for millions and millions of pounds these days, did not believe that their work was perfect. But what we can do is that every time we try, every time we practice, we get better at doing something. So I like to doodle, and every time I do it, I get better. And it's a process that for children can be very difficult to understand, that we just want it done. We want it to be really good, and I want it to be as good as Tommy's or Jessica's. You know, they're so much better than mine. And it's not about comparing to anybody else. It's about looking at what we've created ourselves, how we did it, how we feel about it ourselves, and how next time when we do it, we could maybe make the edges straighter, or we could colour within the lines, or we could do different colours or different shapes. And it's a learning process. And that's the beauty of arts and crafts, is that it's something that can be worked on over time, and there's no rush in doing crafts. Very often when we're doing literacy, when we're doing numeracy, it's okay, we've got to do it, we've got to be quick, we've got to get to the next level, we've got to move on. But arts and crafts are a project that can be done over days, over weeks, over months. And we master our skills as we go on. And that helps our children develop resilience, develop perseverance, develops coping skills for when things don't quite go right. So, for example, if I pick up my my paintbrush and I accidentally put my paintbrush in the blue paint instead of the green paint to paint my tree, to a child that could be absolutely the worst thing ever. But it's not, because what's wrong with a blue tree? We could have a blue tree, we could have a rainbow tree, we could have an all glitter tree, we could have a yellow tree, any colour they like. There is no limit to our imagination and to the possibilities when we're being creative and crafty. So today though, I am going to make a green tree. So straight in with the paint, and we're just splodging it on, we're painting it. The good thing as well about the washable paints is that you don't actually need to put a very thick layer on. So although I have poured myself a really large puddle of paint, one of the things that you can do to teach your children to actually not use a lot of paint is only put a very small amount of paint out for them on a palette. I mean, even a palette like this actually kind of encourages you to put quite a lot on. So what I have normally been using is the lid of a plastic a sweetie tub from leftover Halloween sweets. This just allows you to put just a little bit on, and it's easy to spread about, and then you can just move paint around and it will dry much faster. And if they want to, they can then put another coat on, but generally one coat is enough, and that's not a lot of paint. Now they probably want to paint the other side, that's fine, and that's where our little stand comes in. So this stand, again, the trusty old toilet tube, and this time I've cut slits on either side, and then all we would do is we just slot the cardboard on either side, and it will stand up, and it will mean that we can hold this side and paint this side without getting our surfaces all painty and getting ourselves too messy. So this is another top tip from me on how to stop getting things messy with paint, but also this is how our tree is going to stand. And I just painted this brown. I just mixed up some green, some red, yellow, and a little bit of blue, and came up with this nice browny colour, instead of buying paint that I probably won't use an awful lot of, because I don't really have much use for brown very often. Right, so I'm going to let this dry, and what I'm going to do is I am now going to come back to the one that I have previously cut some slits into. Now you could leave it like this because you know, it's got a bit more of a Christmas tree look about it. Or another great one to practice our fine motor skills is to use some yarn. Now, I just happened to see this in where did I see this? Home Bargains today in the UK, and I'm just looking because I've got a cloth, so I'm just going to wipe up the paint that I've just put on my surface there. And yeah, it's just nice. It's just very thin yarn that is tinsel. And it's really cool. And I've got another idea of something that I bought in the range last week to do another Christmas tree. So this one, what you would do, we would start off somewhere. You don't have to start off at the bottom. You could start anywhere. I am going to start at the bottom. And again, this is one of these ones where there's no right or wrong to doing it. So you can see here that I kind of just play, oops, my stand is coming off. I just played about with it and just to see what kind of patterns I could make, what sort of effect I could make. I mean, if I was being really picky with myself, this big long one going all the way up here, I would take it out and do it again, because that would bother me rather than doing a nice ziggy-zag pattern. So let's see what we can create today. So we are going to go up one way, first of all, just like this, and here we go. And again. So it depends on how many slits, how big your piece of cardboard is, first of all, and then how many slits you put in. So you could put them closer together or further apart to create different patterns. So I've gone that way. So now I'm going to come back down this way. And let's see. Oops. What we think of, oops, that. Right, that one's weird. What happened there? But here we are. So we've got a little twinkly tree. And we just, where's my stand? Get our stand, pop it back. That's the wrong way around, that's why it looked weird. Pop it back on here. This is the one that has the corrugated, oh, I've missed a bit up there. Okay, I might do this again. Corrugated effect, which I quite like. I like the corrugated effect. Makes it look a little bit more Christmas tree-y. So I'm going to take this out again because something happened at the top. I haven't crossed over at the top. So let's just, I know what I've done. I've put the plain bit at as the front instead of at the back. And I've actually realized that I've got my star on the wrong side as well. So I'm just going to peel my star off. And I'm going to put my star on the front. There we go. And that's the thing about doing craft as well, is something like this, that if you don't like it, you can start again. Or you can do something with it. You can change it. So if I did have a big splodge of something I didn't like, I could cover it. I could cover it with material or with a sticker, glitter, other things, you know, with string, with ribbon, making anything to just cover up anything that I deem to be a mistake. Right, let's try this one again. So we're going all the way up. We're going diagonally up one side like this. And then, oops. Hello. Sometimes my Wi-Fi connection not very good. But here we are. And tie a little knot at the back to secure those ends. Tie a little knot at the back to secure those ends in place. And here's the one that I used. So this one, what I'm going to do, this is the one that I put the double-sided tape on. So I am actually going to stick that to the back and then puff it out a little bit. Actually, take it off again. It's not down far enough. Get that out the way. Let's stick that back down here. And there we have our little tree sitting all nice, ready for Christmas. Just like that. So we've got our Christmas houses, oh, round the wrong way, that we can, if we put a hole in the top, we can make it into a garland, or we can pop little bits of toilet roll tube at the back and make a little Christmas scene with our Christmas trees. And that's how to make a gingerbread house and a Christmas tree with bits of cardboard, toilet roll tube, some green paint and a Posca pen. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry about the sound problems at the start. I will get better. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, so getting back used to doing everything. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back next week with another Christmas make. Take care.